Brandon Barriera, high school left-handed pitcher from Hollywood, Florida, just recently graduated high school just a couple of days ago. Most projections have him as a first-round draft pick in this summer's MLB Draft, and Brandon joins us now. Brandon, thank you for the time. You're roughly, say, 2 months from a life-changing moment and decision. What's going through your mind right now?
You know, I'm kind of just taking it day by day, kind of just enjoying the last few days I have with my family and just working out to put myself in the best opportunity come July. You
grew up in New York City, grew up a Yankee fan, and you were born right-handed dominant.
Yes,
so
sir.
What were the circumstances, and when did you start throwing the baseball left-handed?
So I happened to be throwing with my dad one day, and I felt uncomfortable with throwing my right hand and told me to switch it up. I told my dad, I'm going to try with my left hand. And next thing you know, I'm hitting his chest every single time. With my right hand, it was all over the place. And now with my left hand, I'm hitting the chest every time. So that's kind of how it happened.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know you're getting ready for the draft, and if you go in the first round, it's going to be tough to turn down that kind of money. But you're a Vanderbilt commit. Take me through that process, other schools, why Tim Corbin and Vanderbilt. I actually live super close by with Drew Jones, who could potentially be not only a first-round pick, he's going to be, but could be your teammate at Vanderbilt. So take me through the mindset of why you chose that school.
So growing up, I didn't really know a lot about college baseball until I came down here because, you know, they have University of Miami down here, Florida, yeah, FSU, and everybody's big college fans over here. So that's when I got into it. And I just turned on this TV one day and I was watching Vanderbilt play, and I kind of just fell in love with how they played and how they played together. I happened to be watching, it was the College World Series, and Walker Buehler was pitching. Yep. So I kind of fell in love with, you know, how intense the game was and how every pitch mattered for them. And once I went on my visit there, I kind of just fell in love with it even more, considering, you know, they have one of the best educations in all of the U.S. So I kind of, that's a no-brainer. Like I'm not going to turn that down. And yeah, as I went and met Brownie, I met Baxter, I met Corbin. You know, all those guys, we all seemed like-minded in how we went about things and how I, you know, go through my game and how I love to be around guys who have the same mindset as I do.
So you already decided to make your switch to left-handed. That was probably before you became a fan of Andy Pettitte, because we're watching you throw a little bit right here. There's some similarities between the mechanics, especially that last leg kick recoil. So if you would have stayed a right-hander, would there have been anybody on the Yankees that you would have actually looked at?
Probably not. Yeah, I love Andy Pettitte. I love watching him pitch, and he's amazing. And he's what made me fall in love with baseball, and I'll continue every day to keep being as great as he is.
So, okay, so modern baseball player in today's game, I was reading an article you talking about your spin rates and diving in on all the metrics.
Yeah.
Take me through how that progression happened for you, and what has it led to?
So coming into my freshman year in high school, I didn't really look at any of that stuff. I kind of was just, you know, doing the basics, kind of just stretching, you know, how every kid nowadays, or before, we would just stretch our arms, stretch our legs, and it was pretty much that. And I just go on the mound and throw. So after my high school season, I got into a driveline program, and it was modified by my pitching coach, and pretty much it kind of just put me in a place where I can only get better, and it gave me all the information as to what I needed to get better and what to see in myself and how to correct things.
Did anything shock you? Were you like, wow, I thought this was a better pitch, or I need to work on this?
Pretty much it's all shocking once you look at it. One day I was throwing and happened to throw a curveball at 3,000 RPMs, and I've never done that before, and I was just kind of in shock. And you know, ever since then, it's kind of become one of my best pitches. So that's one of the things where I was in complete shock. And I look at my fastball sometimes, and you know, when I go outside, it tails. When I go inside, it cuts. and I necessarily don't know I'm doing this. It just happens. So when I see that, I'm kind of shocked as to like, you don't really see it when you're pitching because, everything's moving everywhere. So you're kind of just like, oh, but after seeing it on Driveline and on those metrics, I was in shock.
Brandon, your backstory is unique and it's amazing. I've heard you say that your parents were young when they had you, and that your great-grandmother basically raised you as a little one. And it was her that helped you develop your love of the game, and she was a huge Yankee fan. I believe you still wear her cross around your neck. What can you tell us about her?
So, yeah, pretty much. And this is her cross right here. But I wear it every day. I never take it off, no matter what. She raised me. My parents had me when they were 18, 19. So, they were constantly working, trying to provide for me. And she raised me. She loved the Yankees. She had Yes Network on all the time. She was watching all the interviews that they had, all the shows, all the games. So she was always involved with the Yankees. She had like figures of Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, plates, cups, all that stuff. So she was a fanatic. Like it was cool. It was cool growing up in that because from there you can only love the game and love baseball because she just grew me into this environment. So I'd sit there and watch the games with her and just wait till my parents come home and we'll be throwing the ball with each other. And, yeah, so she pretty much set me up for what I'm going through now.
Well, Brandon, congratulations on all your success. I know these next couple of months are going to be a whirlwind for you. I hope you can drink it in and enjoy it. And congratulations and best of luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.